Hey, what's up, guys? Just Nick here. Trying to record some standard. Finally, actually, I have a couple decks on here. I got mono black, infect, but I don't really. I'm missing a couple cards. So, what you're staring at, this monstrosity, is goblins. Everyone's favorite tribe that you thought was dead, that you were correct about. It actually is dead. This deck is a pile of crap, but I've been piling it to mild success. If I had to say what my win-loss record is, it's more wins than losses. But give a little overview of the deck. First, starting off, Goblin Grenade. Obviously, card is pretty good at what it does. Moving along, playing two copies of Geist Flame, two copies of Gut Shot. Um, I really like Geist Flame. Actually, it's just good because like the Illusions deck that's out, like obviously plays a lot of Illusions, and then it plays Delver, and Geist Flame is just kind of a good like 1-2 hit against it. Shrine, of course, because you're playing a red deck, and then Incinerate. Um, Four copies of Spike Shot Elder. This guy's been actually pretty good. I've been impressed with him a lot. Four copies of Fire Slinger. He's pretty good too. Four copies of Arsonist. Another, just it's a goblin. Four copies of Stormblood Berserker. Obviously not a goblin, but probably the best red creature around. I mean, maybe Phoenix, but Berserker is pretty saucy, especially when you've got the two gut shots and then 12-1 drops that all deal damage. They can bloodthirst him on turn two, especially Fire Slinger, since Fire Slinger doesn't even have to attack. Playing four copies of War Driver, he's been fairly weak outside of his interaction with Spike Shot Elder, but in the games I've played with the deck, I feel like he's almost kind of a necessity because you are only playing 20 goblins, and like it's just really nuts to like if you have a chieftain in play to come out of nowhere with a war driver. It's kind of like Bushwhacker was, like the whole like Bushwhacker War Driver thing. Like he's decent. If I had to cut like cards from the deck, like a couple things that you don't see in here are like Brimstone Volley, which it only plays 20 land, and there's only like the 4 3 drops. I think Brimstone Volley, like with like Grenade, would be a decent addition, and War Driver or actually Berserker would be one of the cards to go. Berserker has been kind of clunky for me, even though he is what he is. He's a pretty solid guy. Um, Sideboard got 4 Trails for aggro decks, tokens, whatever. Two Perilous Mare. He's just he's there for either refugee or he can kill Phyrexian Crusader. A couple copies of Ratchet Bomb. Those are for token decks. That's pretty much all I've ever really brought it in against. Vandal for artifacts, swords, batterskulls, what have you, and then Volshock Refugee, obviously, against red deck, because every red deck needs to run 4 of him for the mirror. But that's Goblins. I'm going to get some games in with it, show you a little bit how it runs. See you in a second. Alright, we're back here, playing against Looney Goblin. I don't know who Looney Goblin is, but, is what it is. This hand is kind of weak, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it just because I like having Chieftain and the lands to cast Chieftain. I've actually been getting flooded out with this deck quite a bit, even though it only playing 20 lands, or the fact that it only plays 20 lands. It's kind of weird, but alright, we have a guy going 18 on turn 1. Probably illusions, might be humans. At any rate, like, either way, this hand is okay. Yeah, it's Delver. Like, woohoo, you have a Delver. Congratulations. Who would have thought that that guy would have been Legacy Standard Powerhouse, but he is. Okay, drew an Incinerate. We're just going to kill that right now, because we do not want him to produce a 3-2 with Mana Leak backup. It's just so weird that like that's what our standard environment is. Like, land one creature, protect it. It's just really weird. But I don't know why he ran out Delver there. He must have something else going on. Like maybe a Moorland Haunt in hand or something. Or maybe he just doesn't know what Gutshot does. I don't know. Another Probe. So he's going to see our Incinerate, which isn't really that big of a deal because he's illusions. So, like, any one of our spells kills anything he does. Alright, no second turn play. Goblin. That's a mountain. That's what I mean about getting flooded out. Like, I mean, like, my only pressure is Chieftain. But, yeah, it just makes every Goblin that I draw better. So, the deck, from what I know, typically plays, 4-mana late, couple Dismember. I'd say like 3 or so Dismember. Okay. Going in on a cantrip to Snapcaster Mage. Seems okay. Does it say Flashback Q? It's like a little like smiley face thing. Or if that's like their symbol for Phyrexian mana. Why is he not using it? He's F2'd by accident or something? Come on, fella, you take forever. You can see that I drew a mountain now. It's like, like every card that I've drawn. I feel like getting in for 2. So I'm going to kill that Snapcaster Mage, even though it seems awful. Doot. Hey, we have a grenade. And 1 Goblin that we don't particularly want to sacrifice. Come on, play the mountain. I foresee this getting dismembered, but I also foresee myself not caring. I'm getting a little bit of lag, I don't know what's going on. Ugh. Okay, as a ponder, saying like, what we don't want to see when we're tapped out is Lord of the Unreal Phantasmal Image, aka Dungrove Elder. Dungrove Elder is one of them cards. It's okay against this deck. Obviously, Phyrexian Crusader, also okay against this deck. Time the Reinforcements is okay as well. Have our guy creating a Goblin Illusion. Awesome draws here. Oh, he's attacking. He's going hard in the paint. I figured he would leave it back to black. But alright then. Guy's going in. Good draws here would be Spike Shot Elder. That's a Geist Flame. It's an equally okay draw. Let's just attack. Come on. Attack for 2. Damn it. Attack. This lag is getting to me. Doot. Vapor Snag. What huge game. I'm just going to kill his illusion and recast our Chieftain. Oh, I did that at end of combat for some reason. Vapor Snag. It's a really innocuous card, but it's pretty good. It's like unsummoned, but there's no good bounce really. So it's like we lost into the Royal, and now everyone's playing Vapor Snag. There's the Moorland Haunt. I was like not necessarily worried about, but it's a good card, especially in this deck because it's a blue-white deck that just plays a bunch of creatures. All right, our man produces a Delver. He can have a Delver. I have Geist Flame, and I'm not afraid to use it. And he's probing me to see that I drew Goblin Grenade and a Geist Flame. I think he already saw the 5th mountain. He might not have. But he knows we have Grenade now, for what that's worth. We also have more cards than him. Like, he has a Moorland Haunt, which means he actually has, like, infinite more cards than we do. Because he has, 1, 2, 3, about to be 4 creatures in his graveyard? Oh, Image. What is this nonsense? Copies Chieftain. Fair enough. I'll go to 15. I don't care. Oh, leaving it back. Like my man. Learning from his mistakes. Whew. Hello, Spike Shot Elder. How are you doing today? I think I'm just going to attack with both. I feel like he just blocks though because he left it back. Yeah, I think I'm just going to kill it because that gets us in for 2 more damage. I was going to let him block and then see if he forces my hand. But Spike Shot Elder kills Flipped Delver anyway. So let's see if he Vapor Snags. See if he's bad. Dismember? Like, Dismember is actually the trick that works, but your guy's an illusion. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Whammy. So now he's at 8, and he's going to try and ride his Delver when he knows that we have Incinerate and Grenade, which conveniently is 8. And if that's a spell, I get to see it, unless he wants to, like, try and whammy me, I guess. Like, is he trying to whammy me? I don't get it. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I just go for it. Like, well, I guess if he's whammying me, like he's slow rolling Mana Leak or something. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I play more against the blue-red Delver deck than I do the blue-white one. Arc Trail, obviously, very, very fine. I've thought about bringing in Ratchet Bomb too. I typically bring in Perilous Mirror as well. And it's just kind of like, drop a couple grenades, drop, shrines are good against them. Just drop these War Drivers, because they're not very good.